gals and guys, I'm back. I am going to do today a review on primers, eyelid primers, eyeshadow primers, whatever you want to call them, eye primers. So I am going to talk about three that I have been trying for the last couple weeks, and the first one is e.l.f. eyelid primer, and I've got three different colors. The next one is going to be Wet n Wild by Fergie. You see that? And then the last is going to be Urban Decay's Eyeshadow Primer Potion. So we're going to go in order of the least expensive to the most expensive. So first is the e.l.f. eyelid primers. So these actually come in 4 different colors. This is from their Essentials line, so these are only $1. I only have 3 of the colors because when I ordered online, they were out of stock of the gold one. So I got Sheer, Champagne, and Pearl. And I'm going to swatch these for you. Again, they were out of the gold, but I do plan on getting that. So there is Sheer. And of course you can rub the sheer in a little bit more to, take away some of the color. There is Champagne. It's kind of a very light taupey color. And then Pearl is just a white with a pearl to it. So there you go. Sheer, Champagne, and Pearl. Okay, so what do I like about these? They are very, very creamy when you put them on. They rub in very, very well. These two, the Champagne and the Pearl, actually leave a really pretty shimmer and sparkle behind. And they do, actually all 3 work as a primer and a base. I'm wearing the white one today, and it actually really brightened the colors that I was putting on today. And you can see that there's not a single crease. It doesn't look oily or anything. And I put this on at 7 o'clock this morning, and it's 10 o'clock now. So needless to say, it's a pretty good primer. The sheer one does not have any sparkle, any shimmer whatsoever. The other 2 do have sparkle. So if you don't like sparkle, I would get the sheer. Next, I'm going to show you Wet n Wild by Fergie. And this is her eyeshadow primer. So there it is there. I'm just going to rub that in for you. This one feels more, these 2 feel a little bit dry, or these 3, I'm sorry, feel a little bit dry. They're very soft when you put them on, but they feel a little bit drier. They don't feel like a super cream eyeshadow or a lotion or anything. This one feels like a lotion. This is the Wet n Wild. It feels like a lotion that you're putting on. And this one I am obsessed with. I did a review on this one already. I will put the link below so you guys can watch that. But I really, really like this one as well. It does not leave any kind of base, so you do have to do a base or some sort of color on top of it. So I always just sweep like a nude color eyeshadow over my whole lid after I put this on there to kind of make a base color for the rest of my shadows. So that is the only thing with this one, is that it does you need to put some sort of nude color or something on top of the actual primer and then start doing your shadow colors for the day. But it does absolutely keep your makeup completely fresh, just as well as the e.l.f. Do either one of them beat each other out? I don't think so. The e.l.f., like I said, just has that base color to kind of add intensity, where the Wet n Wild does not. And last but not least is Urban Decay's Eyeshadow Primer. And this one is very clear, and it's kind of an in-between consistency from the other 2. You can see it's like completely sheer. There's no color, there's no shimmer, there's no nothing. And it is a little bit closer to the consistency of the Wet n Wild, only it does leave a little bit of a, like the Wet n Wild is completely dry now, and you can see it makes my skin look a little dry, whereas the Urban Decay is leaving it a little bit sheen, if that makes sense. Satin is probably the better word. So it doesn't make it look completely dry. and primed, but it does make it look very pretty and satiny. So the question of the day, which one is my favorite? Well, if I absolutely have to pick a favorite, because I actually really like all three of them for different reasons, but if I had to pick a favorite today, I would go with e.l.f. Not only is it a really killer price, but it acts as a base as well as a primer, and it has sparkle. I love sparkle. So, yeah, that would be my choice, would be e.l.f. But just so you know, the Wet n Wild, I actually do have a backup tube because I liked it so much that I was afraid they would stop selling it and then I would be out of it. So yeah, so that is my review for eyelid primers. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel, comment below, let me know what else you want to see. I will be doing some e.l.f. e.l.f. reviews this week, and then I am also going to do a couple of tutorials on some fun looks this week. So let me know what you want to see, if there's anything specific. If you have any questions, comments, I would love to hear them. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.